What is up, YouTube? It's Mike, Main Reef. I had a question the other day on water changes and dosing for the mixed reef. Figured I'd go over it a little bit. Um, as for dosing, Kalkwasser and Aquapower. Kalkwasser is my auto top off, and Aquapower I use about 2 mLs daily. Just put it in over the power head, and that's just because right now I'm running such low nitrates in the system that it is to help feed the coral. Let me back out a little bit, take the filter off. So I run a full max saturation of Kalkwasser, which I think is, let me just double check here. It is 6 grams per gallon. I measure it out every time when I have to. I use, don't mind the mess in here, but my system runs off a gravity feed right here. Comes down. Don't mind the Apex Junior. I'll do a video on that soon. And then goes over here to my float valve or float switch. Let me pull my, what's it called? So I like to do it like that. That way I don't have to worry about any kind of, electrical issue or sensor issue. If you keep a mechanical float switch clean, it will do the job. I've never had a problem with them. Not to say I won't have a problem with them, because I may in the future, but right now that's what I use and that's what I like to run. Water change wise, I do a water change once a week, 2 gallons. Let me bring you into my water change room real quick, one sec. Do a little walkthrough. Don't mind the mess. This is my work area. This is my laundry room. It's right next door. So laundry room, office. So I run a 5-stage filtration, RODI filtration system with a flush valve. I've had this system for probably 10 years now, from previous reefs. I have my brute trash can, 20 gallons. Gave my other one to 207 Nano Reefing. Go check out his page, by the way. Guy has a great fluval flex 32 gallon mixed reef. If you want to see a slightly bigger version of my reef tank, that's pretty much what he's got going on. But I have this set up. This does all my water. I got a TDS meter on it. Float valve inside this as well, because I've learned that in the past. You're never going to remember to turn off your RODI water, so get a float valve. But my system runs right now with just water changes and Kalkwasser. I do not do any 2-part or 3-part, any of that. I do not use Alpha Reef. I do not have a calcium reactor. It's basically just water changes and my auto top off with Kalkwasser. Let's go back again. Don't mind the mess. My shipping area. Did I take? Oh, it's right here. The tank is not very large, but the demand is pretty high. It does use up quite a bit of alkalinity in a day. Does have a hefty amount of stone coral in it. And it's running rather low nutrients at the moment, so that's why it's getting dosed with, and I'll say dosing because I hand dose the Aquapower with my own syringe, but yeah, there's really not much to the system on what I do. I use Kalkwasser because it gives me my alkalinity and my calcium, and it also raises my pH. That's one of my, I would have to say, over time of doing this, pH being up is going to be keeping your coral healthier, give them a better chance at fighting off issues in the system. It's not always the case, but for me, that has been one of the cases. Sorry, I have a little bit of a sore throat, itchy throat going on right now. It's, it's the season change up here in Maine. But that is the extent of what I do for water changes and dosing. It is super simple. In reality, I probably don't even need to do the acro power, but I have seen, better coloring and better extension on polyps, and I just continue using it. It seems to be in the, in the consistency of the tank. So that's what I'm doing. Nothing crazy though. I try to keep everything simple. I use the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. That tends to work very well for me when it comes to these systems. Low filtration. I do not run a protein skimmer. It's a filter pad. I have a bag of GFO in the back chamber here. Small bag. I also have a small bag of carbon. I do run the algae scrubber still for an hour, but, or I should say algae reactor, but it's basically offline at this point. It's an hour a night is not really doing much. Is it still keeping my nutrients low? I think probably that, and a combination of a heavy load of corals sucking up some nutrients as well. But yeah, I figured I'd do a quick little video for you guys today and try and get a back shot of the tank. It's kind of difficult over here just because of how tight it is, but you got the Duncan, the Setosa, you got the Favia in the back, which is just absolutely huge. We've got the Sun-Kissed Bounce. That came from 207 Nano Reefing. I got my A-cans up here. I got one on the sand bed that wasn't doing so well. Probably too much flow for them, so that's why I put them down there. The bird's nest, which I've never seen a bird's nest encrust like this, so that was pretty cool. Tank's just doing great. My overall favorite, the Oregon Tort. Just the color of them is so crazy beautiful. Yeah. Not much, though. That's pretty much it when it comes to dosing and water change schedule. Once a week, I give it a 2-gallon water change and have Kalkwasser and my auto top off. Many people will use a dosing pump for their Kalkwasser. I agree that that is a good way to do it. But this is the old school way of doing it, putting it right in the ATO. So that's just where I've been my whole career, is old school reef keeping, I guess you would say. But it shows it works. And the tank is thriving. I have adjusted the flow a little bit in here to more random with the 2 power heads now. Again, a tank this size does not need 2 power heads. You can do it with just the one, but that's just the way I work. Is I like to be able to have a high energy system, and they seem to thrive that way. So for me, it's working. I'd suggest at least 1 minimum power head, no matter what tank it is. I don't like the whole just return pump and that's it. I like to have some good, randomized flow in there, and highly recommend these Higer Minis if you have a small nano tank. These nano wave makers absolutely, they do great. They do fantastic things. So, excuse me. But I'll leave it on that. And if you guys have any more questions about anything, just hit me up in the comments, and I'll see what I can find for information if I don't know. I've been around the hobby for a long time, so there's quite a bit I do know, but there is also quite a bit I don't know. So I'll get you guys a couple of quick close-ups real quick, and we will be done. Take her easy, guys. Let me know what you think of the video.